Oh, that was real close. That was real close. You know, I'm doing all right. What are you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. It's the great end of 2020. We've survived. Cthulhu
Guys,
hasn't
yeah,
showed
I
up
can
yet, so
copy.
it's a
So
win in my
yeah.
book.
Um,
Nice, nice. I am pulling up something right quick, making sure everything is working Gucci Gucci.
I'm Gucci Gucci. I don't know what the delay's like, but so far it says we're not online on my
Yeah,
end.
it's a 15-second delay.
Okay. It does say live now. Okay, so there we go. We're coming through. We're coming through. So
15-second
I
delay
am
so
doing
that we can cuss or like if we flash a nipple, I can delete it real quick, you know?
kill the stream.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can
I
kill
like
the
that.
stream if like a nipple pops up or got a flasher that runs by, something crazy, you know?
I do have a crazy dog in the room with me, so you might hear her whining or opening a door, and when you open my door now, it goes.
Oh, scary monster living in your basement.
Yeah, so when it takes like 12 in and outs every morning to get me up and ready for the day, it's a good way to start the day.
We just got a new follower on Facebook. Thank you, Eric Hayes. Appreciate you.
Really appreciate that. I like our little newest follower here on Twitch, the what Camisel or
K
KSL.
Mitchell 28. I think that label is connected to Twitch. So
I like it.
um and K Mitchell is a part of the Pat McAfee Mafia. Um Kyle Mitchell. So I appreciate him for
Pat
following as
McAfee's a
well.
good guy. I like him, so I'm glad that we have some of his followers coming over to check us out.
Yeah. So how's your week? What have you been up to? What's going on?
So after just I finally decided to start. I'm gonna call it pre. I'm gonna call it some practice, a little pre-run of eating chicken nuggets. I just see all these competitive eaters. I'm like, I know I could do something like that. So I've been trying to work my belly. I've been really getting into it, and I shared a couple pictures with you throughout the week. I have been craving chicken nuggets, and I've been craving the shitty McDonald's chicken nuggets for some reason.
Okay.
And Hannah's like, you know what? Instead of getting, I could just buy a bet. We could buy a big old bag of chicken nuggets. So I was like, that's so much better than trying to go to McDonald's. And so I've just been flexing that belly muscle and just consuming so many chicken nuggies for this week. I think I probably already had over 100, and I'm not
100 chicken nuggets? Are you kidding me?
probably in a week, maybe not in one day, but in the week, yeah. And it's funny because like I had that big bowl, and then a couple weeks, like a couple days later, I had a second. Like we weren't feeling cooking, so I was like, you know what, you don't have to cook, just throw the chicken nuggets in the air fryer. It was the next day, ready for dinner, and Hannah's just like. So I don't want to cook again. I was like, more chicken nuggets sounds great to me. So I had chicken nuggets 2 days in a row, but I have so many accoutrements and sauces. It's been great. I kind of made a little Bob Ross paint palette with all the hot sauces that I've acquired through Hot Sauce Guide and on my own. And I kind of just painted a little picture. And I even broke out the Garlic Reaper. And fuck it. I'm just going to say still fuck it. It is not that good. I tried just a little baby dip with some ranch and it still scorched my mouth for a good couple bites. And so I thought maybe, if I dilute it, nope, still spices, I'll get up. But it wasn't the worst sauce on my plate.
Okay. That I can't. We were cleaning out the fridge, getting ready because we're baking cookies,
Okay.
and so Gabtron challenged me to kind of just get rid of what I needed to get rid of, um, and so I was working on getting all that crap out of there and like finding out like what I needed to get out, and she's like, "There's that hot sauce in the back left corner. Do you want to get that out of there since you're not gonna eat it?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I grabbed the bottle and I saw what it was, and I was just like, "This is devil juice.
Get rid of it.
This goddamn devil juice. How dare you, Hot Sauce Guide?" Speaking of, hello, Hot Sauce Guide. Thanks for hanging out. And it was that garlic reaper sauce that you made us try on your first appearance on the FGC podcast. But yeah, so I had that sauce and just got some other stuff. Hot Sauce Guide ordered me some new stuff. I'm excited for that. He's gotten me uh Shaquanda. I think that was what it was
Oh,
called.
I really want to try the Jaquanda that was just in the lineup for the hot sauce for hot ones. The
Yeah.
Shaquanda, it's kind of, is that the curry like southern sauce?
I have no clue. I just know when Hot Sauce God tried it, he ate a bottle and almost the whole bottle in one sitting. So he got me that. Some Los Calientes. Um,
Oh, so
and
you're gonna have a nice little
yeah,
your
yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
yeah, your
So,
stockpiles are being rejuvenated.
so Hot Sauce Guide asked what the worst sauce was on the plate if the Reaper sauce wasn't that.
The worst, honestly, Keith's burger sauce not that good on chicken nuggets.
Well, that would make sense. It's a burger sauce, not a chicken sauce.
Hmm. And
Speaking, go ahead.
the Pirate Bay, whatever you got us, that was actually really good with the chicken nuggets. I was a big fan. That was my favorite.
The
Or Antonio liking the stream, my man. Thank you, Antonio, if you're listening and watching through Facebook.
Thank you, D. Kelly, for liking the stream. I'm gonna have to change that image. I didn't know that was a different image. I have to figure that out. I don't know where that little zombie-looking thing is coming. What
He's just
that
chasing.
means?
He's like,
I'm gonna
yeah.
eat you.
Keith's burger sauce not so good. Honestly, the garlic Fresno, the classic Fresno, it was so damn runny. It almost had like it separated. There was like pepper bits and then just garlic pepper juice, and so that didn't work very well. But I kind of thought I should have just kept that bottle beside me and dunked and like sprinkled a shot of hot sauce onto each individual nugget. So it was more fun than it was practical. I'm still a bigger fan of barbecue and honey mustard when it comes to that. I also did open up a hot sauce guide exclusive curated just from Kansas City in Kansas. I opened up, I believe it's called Gator barbecue sauce. It was trying to look through my light here, sweet and mild, and it was a nice tangy. David Lee, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching and liking. I appreciate that. So no, the eating 50 chicken nuggets over a few days really made my belly stretch. And so I'm feeling it. But before I decide to get serious about my health at the beginning of the new year, I think I want to try a couple more extreme challenges, such as maybe we put our money where our mouth is, our bellies where our mouths are, and we eat those subs next week before the new year rolls in.
Okay, yeah, we definitely need to get on that. Yeah, 50 damn chicken nuggets.
I mean, act like you've never gone to McDonald's and just crushed some nuggets before. My go-to when I was like 10 was 20 and a milkshake. Okay, so I've only gotten better with age.
So, just to catch up on chat a little bit here. What's up, Big Yerm? Thanks for hanging out. Hello, Vin. Antonio, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it is the default. Yeah, thank you, Ian. I didn't even know that Facebook alert was a thing, but we're trying the multi-stream out for the first time, so that was a thing. And yeah, Gabtron did make the layout. She made that, and she worked on some like individual things for us as well, and the new logo and everything. She's been a rock star, helping us out with stuff. So Doug, you mentioned burger sauce, and normally
Yes.
we have a segment on the show, What You've Been Eating. You know, you talked about what you've been eating. This segment is sponsored. It is sponsored. It's sponsored by FGCertified.com. It is our own website where you can get our merch just in time for the holiday season. So on top of your chicken, what else have you been eating this week? Anything crazy, or has that just been it?
It's crazy you should say that because that was the only good thing going in my life until we got another delivery today. And for the first time in months, I got some Pops Fresh Bakery pepperoni bread.
Oh,
so
damn!
I'm so excited. It's so nice and greasy and crispy on the bottom. When we got it delivered and they kept it outside for us, the bag was steaming. It had steamed itself up. So now they're nice and soft. And I am so happy to have these.
So, wow. You know, our lives are synced because earlier in the week, Gabtron's family sent us a bag and a loaf of pepperoni rolls and pepperoni roll from Art's Bakery over in Erie. My personal favorite in Fairview. My personal favorite. But whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I've had pepperoni rolls from all over that city, that town, that area, whatever the hell you want to get into it. And I think Arts are my favorite. they sent us a bag, and they were gone in a day. Uh, I ate them for lunch, put them in the air fryer, get them all, sprinkle some cheese and sauce on them, make them into
Like a
like
whole meal.
Valerio's pizza rolls. So damn good. Also, um, Gabtron, when I'm in here playing video, when we're streaming, she sits on YouTube in the other room, and her most recent YouTube binge was about 15 or 16 Joshua Weissman videos. If you don't know who Joshua Weissman is, Joshua Weissman's a TikTok guy. He's a well, I don't know where he started first. If he was on YouTube first or TikTok first, whatever. But he's a chef. He used to do restaurants and all that kind of stuff. But I found him on YouTube, or I'm sorry, TikTok, and he made these like quick little minute recipe videos where like he'd tell you how to make rolls, or he'd just show you like easy recipes that's not that hard to cook. You just got to cook for yourself. And then I started watching his YouTube videos and all that stuff, and he has a lot of different videos, and one of the things that he does is something but better. So like he'll make like an Arby's beef and cheddar but better, and then he'll have like one of his roommates compare it. And one of the videos that this was before he started doing that series, but he did an In-N-Out burger clone because he's from California, and he's like I'm not trying to make it better. I'm just trying to make something as close as you can at home. Mm-hmm. Because he's a big California guy. Like he went through the drive-through, bought a shit ton of like burgers and animal fries, and he proceeded to eat a whole thing of animal fries before he filmed the video, and was like, "Oh shit, I got to film a video." And so Gabtron got lost in that internet world there, and wanted to make burgers. Grew up in California, In-N-Out, staple of her lifeblood. I absolutely love In-N-Out. First time I got it, I was in Las Vegas. Fell in love with it. And then the first meal we had when we got to LA last year when we went and visited was In-N-Out burger. We took an Uber in like rush hour traffic on a Friday.
You went way out of your way for an overhyped burger that I've been told.
It's not overhyped. Shut your damn mouth. Whoever told you that, get kicked in the shin. It's a great burger. But yeah, so we went, and so we made these, and we followed his recipe. We made burger sauce, and then so there's a couple things that I would have changed. I didn't take pictures. I was so goddamn hungry that we just started eating, which is a major flaw of not eating all day and then making some deliciously tasting burgers. But basically, what we did is we took 2 whole onions, caramelized them in a pot, mixed them with mayo, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, dill pickle, salt, pepper. Mix that. That's the fry sauce. It was really, really close to the In-N-Out spread, though Gabtron said that the In-N-Out spread's a little bit more sweeter. So I don't know if I didn't caramelize the onions well enough, or I made them a little too well done, and so they didn't like sweeten up as much. Or if maybe they just put sugar in their spread like they have, but since this was Josh making like a homemade version, he didn't want to like add sugar in there. But I loved it. I like smothered my burger in it. I was dipping my burger in it. It was super, super good. And then just like a classic burger. I wish we had cast iron here, but I'm too scared to cook with cast iron because we're like on like the university fire alarm system. And so with my luck, the whole apartment would smoke up, and then I'd have to pay the firefighter. Made the burger patty, put some Monterey Jack and some cheddar Jack, melted that in there. I didn't do like onion, tomato, or lettuce or anything like that because I just wanted the burger. In his recipe, he makes his own bread, but I ain't got the time for that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I ain't got the time for that. I'm not sitting there for 2 hours for the bread to proof and to like bake it. So we just got random rolls. We wanted to get brioche rolls from the one bakery, but they didn't have any when we stopped by. So I recommend it. It was great. I also recommend checking out his YouTube channel. Gabtron threw in chat there that the reason why he got into cooking was because he wanted to lose weight. So he lost about 100 pounds by just cooking for himself as opposed to eating out and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So apparently he was fat. So I mean, welcome to the Fat Guy Certified Club. His videos are really really good. Um, we made them. I wish I would have took pictures and threw them up there. They're really really good. We watched. Um, so I don't know if you know because you live in like the little dungeon cave that you got going over
I do,
there.
and I love it.
But Zeus from the WWF, also known as Thomas Lister or Tiny, he passed away. And all three Friday movies are on HBO, and I didn't know if Gabtron had seen them. Like Friday one is like I was like 6 years old watching that movie. I shouldn't have, but my brother and I watched it when we were little kids, and Friday and the next Friday was like right in like maybe middle school or like early high school, so like that was just a quotable movie. And so with him passing away, that's what we watched. We watched Friday on Friday, and then I know we watched Friday on Thursday and next Friday on Friday. No, back whatever, it doesn't matter. It's I get my days all confused because I work half days now, and so every day is just a different day. Yeah, so we made those burgers, ate that. We watched Friday because they're on Netflix.
And have you finished yet? Have you gotten through Friday after next?
No. I don't think I really want to watch that one. I think I just want to watch Friday and next Friday.
Next Friday was, I mean, Friday's the classic. Friday's the best one. I personally really enjoyed Next Friday because I was a little older when that one hit. I really enjoyed it. It was goofy. I know it didn't capture the essence of the like the first one did of the culture of just what it was all about. But man, the second one was goofy and the third one was off the wall. They were still entertaining. They kind of became fantasy, like kind of how Fast and Furious started as a racing franchise and then turned into a superhero franchise.
Now they're going to space. Yeah.
I feel like that was a mini jump from Friday to next Friday to Friday after next.
What's up, Dab Hatter? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that was one of the things that I explained to Gabriella was that like the first Friday was kind of like a cynical or like satirical take on like what it's like growing up in the hood, but with some realism. And then like next Friday is just like a straight like comedy. And then the Friday after next is like a comedy times two, where like they're like throwing in their like cheesy gimmicks and like.
Man, when Pinky's limo hit the crackhead and he just rolled over it for like 3 minutes, that's one of my favorite scenes. And when Day Day comes home and they put him in his little body armor of the phone books, I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious. The Bong Bomber. Yeah, I forgot that Dab Hatter was your username. What's up, man? Appreciate you hanging out and popping in the chat. So that was What Have You Been Eating This Week, sponsored by FGCertified.com, where you can get your Fat Guy Certified merch just in time for the holiday season. That is not scripted. I just pulled that out of my ass. I think it's pretty good commercial.
It's the best thing you've ever said on this podcast. You know, get a mask for those that you love and buy a t-shirt for yourself.
There you go. I have a sticker, our masks and t-shirts. Oh no, the background. I've got like a software on my new computer that eliminates the background for me. And so this is one of the stickers that we made. They come like this. They're on the Fat Guy Certified store, as well as the masks. We got our stickers, but we didn't get our shirts and masks yet. So once they're here, the stickers are really good quality. So I'm hoping, and I think the masks and the t-shirts will be good quality too. Can't wait to rock that going into the year 2021. Getting a picture of my face on my chest. I think that's pretty rad. I love my face. I love like stuff with my face on it, so having that would be pretty rad. Oh no, the drawback of it. So I'm drinking out of a cup with my face on it, so I don't know. I kind of like myself, if you couldn't tell.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little modesty. I got so many cousins and uncles and aunts and nephews, niece. I'm buying them for everybody and just shipping them out for the holidays. Advertisement's gonna go through the roof.
Yeah, I mean,
a mug with your face on it.
For sure. At this time in the podcast, normally we would say, hey, let's go to break and drink water. And I would click a button and ads would run. But that has never, ever worked in the way that it's supposed to. So this is your ad read again, FGCcertified.com. Anyway, one of the things that really happened, normally we talk about food, we talk about sports sometimes. We're a variety podcast. We don't have a real theme sometimes, other than the fact that it's two fat guys sharing their worldview on things. And one of the things that these two fat guys here really, really like are nerdy,
Nerd
geeky
culture.
nerd culture. And with pretty huge announcement over the past week from Marvel slash Disney slash Lucas Art slash whatever the hell that
Disney owns it
conglomerate
all
is.
now, baby. They're
Yeah, just Disney owns
powerhouse.
everything. Um, they made some like really, really huge announcements on content coming out. And so Slug wanted to just kind of talk about it, go over it. I found a graphic of like just some of the things that we could look at so we can go over it. And so we're going to first talk about the Marvel timeline that's coming out. And so this is the graphic that I found. Let's hope it pops up. We're gonna drop that
no
on the
technical issue, no technical difficulties. We got this. Positive thoughts. We're just gonna will it into existence.
Yep, I'm gonna move us up, and then there's the timeline down there. Make it
Oh,
a
this is
little
a new one.
bigger.
I haven't seen this one. I like this.
This was I found on the Marvel subreddit.
Okay.
That kind of goes over. It's got everything in a timeline form. So one of the first couple of things that we knew about that were coming out, WandaVision trailer for that's out. Looks cool. It's like a variety like TV show where they're probably trapped in like Wanda's like weird ass brain superpower thing that she's in. It's like her way of probably coping with Vision being dead. And it's like it looks like it's like an old. It reminds me of a movie where they get sucked into like the TV. It was like a family.
On crack.
Yeah, like a family got like sucked into a TV, and then like they had to like escape, and they had to go through like all these different channels, and so that kind of
Can you make it big enough to just get rid of our faces?
get rid of our faces. Yeah.
Like I'm right now, all I see is numbers. I can't tell what we're talking about. So that means the viewers at home are only seeing a bunch of numbers. They don't know what show we're talking about, but they know us. So I'm wondering if we can do that. If there we go, at least that way we can now show them the logo. Because I'm gonna forget what we're talking about.
There we go. We got WandaVision. Then next, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is probably them dealing with the loss of Cap, moving into just moving into like what the world looks like now in a Captain America-less world, which I think is going to be super dope, and it's a TV show. What do you think about that one? That one is probably in the 2021 stuff. I think it's tied between that and Eternals for me.
I'm just 2021 is going to be so lit. I don't always like saying that word, but literally when I saw now these are the things that I knew were coming out, but I didn't know there were dates yet. I was so overwhelmed. Like I haven't felt that way probably in 15 years. Just like the excitement, the inner child nerdy excitement where I couldn't catch my breath and I was almost hyperventilating and my heart just kept beating faster because the logo was like, hey, you already know of Falcon and Winter Soldier. We've already told you that Marvel What If. We already talked about Loki. We know Captain Marvel 2 and Black Panther, Eternals, Shang-Chi. We already know that's coming. But what I didn't know was coming, and it was just a plethora of there's going to be Moon Knight, She-Hulk,
Okay,
Ironheart.
so you're jumping ahead. Okay,
I know all those things were to come. So I didn't even know about that. But now I find out that I'm going to get Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, and I'm going to get the Eternals, plus Black Widow is already pushed back, all in 2021.
And Shang-Chi and Hawkeye. and
Oh, I didn't even
Spider-Man.
know Hawkeye was coming out in 2021. Yeah, so I'm also gonna get. Wow, I did not know that they think Miss Marvel's also coming out in 2021. So see, there's so many things in 2021.
Yeah, these are. I don't know if these are concrete, but I think these are like the tentative dates.
And I think you're right. Besides Hawkeye, Falcon Winter Soldier is what I'm the most pumped for. And I've heard it's just a 6 hour movie. I heard it is a 6 hour movie just broken down into episodes.
Um,
That's what Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, has said. And that's what Kevin Feige has said. He said that Falcon Winter Soldier is like a 5 or 6 hour movie broken down into like 6 or 7 episodes.
I'm with DK. I think the Falcon is going to take over and become the Falcon Cap, like the shield wearing, like flying,
Steve
like
Rogers wanted.
yeah. I think that's going to be pretty dope. Loki looks pretty cool. The trailer I watched looks like he's just going to go bounce around time and just fuck with everything. So that'll be pretty sweet. We'll be able to see like some of the different things that happen in the most recent movies from like maybe his point of view since he's bouncing around time and stuff. Shang-Chi, I really don't know much about it. And the Legend of the Ten Rings, that sounds that like from what I've seen though, from like pictures and stuff, that seems cool. Um, Ms. Marvel, I know that the new Avengers game received a lot of criticism, but I know from just like watching through threads and stuff that she's like a highlight of the game.
Yes.
So like even though the game kind of sucked, just the creation and like the origin story of Miss Marvel and how she saved the world there. And I don't know if that's like if that's canon or not, you know, because I'm pretty sure it's like an alternate world kind of stuff. But like I don't know, I think that would just be pretty sweet. The what if just seems like a really cool thing. Like what if Captain America was a woman? What if
The last trailer dropped. I'm more excited for What If now than I was before.
Oh, I didn't watch any of the trailers, so I'll probably have to go do that.
Yeah.
Eternals, I read once they announced that, and I saw some of the actors that got hired for it. I read through, I bought their comics. I got like every single one of their original run comics and the reboot for like $5 on Comixology. So I burned through all those. That's got me really hyped. That's essentially just like the origin of superheroes on Earth. And I really 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 like that. Hawkeye, is that about male Hawkeye or is that about female Hawkeye?
That's about Clint passing the torch over to Kate Bishop. They've already cast Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, so Jeremy Renner will be able to pass that torch along, and it will be starring both of them. It'll be about his journey of being her mentor and recruiting her and kind of passing along the torch.
That'll be pretty cool. Spider-Man Home Invasion,
There's no way that's real. There's no way we're already getting Spider-Man Home Invasion at the end of 2021.
Yeah, I don't know if that date's real. I don't even know if it was called that. I think that might just be a fan name. I don't know. Maybe it's a leak and they're just kind of accepting it as real. But Home Invasion kind of makes sense with all the casting that's been coming out. Tobey Maguire is going to be playing his Spider-Man. The original Doc Ock from Spider-Man 1 wasn't announced as being cast.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Foxx is coming back
as Electro. Kristen Dunst is coming back, or whatever her last name is.
They got MJ. They signed her. That's it.
Apparently, and I don't know like what has been like rumor or what's like confirmed, but what I've been seeing on the internet is she was cast. Gwen Stacy. So who is that? Emma Stone.
Oh, she did.
Andrew Garfield.
Last I heard, Andrew Garfield said he didn't want anything to do with it.
And maybe I was debated on what I was reading there, but
either way, I'm excited. And you know what? Very, very cool thing that I just read. I just read a fan theory now, and not even fan theory, but more like what a fan believes. And so this guy was saying, I believe that the big bad for the next run of Marvel movies, like the new Thanos, needs to be an Earth-based villain. Because if you keep thinking that cosmic time traveling villains are what's needed, because apparently Kang the Conqueror people thought would be the big next bad, but Kang has been he's been confirmed to be in the Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania. He'll be involved in that. So they think it needs to be Earth-based villain to really hammer home that you shouldn't take them lightly. Because if we're only afraid of big quantum guys, how are we ever supposed to take an Earth-based villain seriously in any of these other movies? And a big thing that this guy made a push for is Norman Osborn. That Norman Osborn should be the next big bad of the entire phase going forward, the next saga, because of how much money he has, how ruthless he is, how he can put together teams from different realms, how he is just so manipulative and so driven. And I was like, you know what? We haven't even seen Osborn yet. That'd be pretty cool to introduce Oscorp, and Oscorp could be the big bad pulling the strings behind everything, behind Doctor Strange's multiverse, and through the Thor movies, he could be pulling together some Thunderbolt action. You know, he might be researching what the Eternals are going after. So I'm really excited to see if Norman Osborn pops up in any of these movies.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But isn't this the last movie that Marvel has control over before it goes back to being Sony?
See, I don't know what they ever agree. I know they agreed that he could stay for a little bit, little handshaking. I don't know anything about like if Venom's coming in, if Venom will be their own, if this is the last movie, or if they're just gonna like maybe negotiate every year or two. So regardless, I'm excited for this movie to take place, and I hope we don't lose Peter Parker, this Peter Parker. But if we have
This
to,
Peter Parker is probably my favorite Peter.
I'm pretty sure if we lose this Peter Parker, they could. I think Marvel still owns Miles Morales. So if we want another Spider-Man,
if all
we
these
can
other
bring that.
fucking characters are gonna be in this movie, we better I would hope we'd have a live action Miles Morales. But if we just get like, if in the movie somehow digital like Miles Morales from the most recent movie from Spider-Verse comes in, I would be pretty happy for that. Like, even if it's a cameo. I know they've kind of threaded Donald Glover as Prowler in the movies already. So like if that becomes canon, that would be pretty cool. So we're done with 2021 with that. So here is what was announced for 2022. You talked about it already. Moon Knight, who I read that like one of the people that was in talks of being cast as Moon Knight was Oscar Isaacs, but they just announced him for something huge. They just announced him for Metal Gear Solid. So I don't necessarily.
I think they also announced him though, also as a Marvel. He might be the Moon Knight.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, I love Oscar Isaac. I don't know if he'd be a good Moon Knight. I don't know a lot about Moon Knight. I just watched a lot of videos and stuff when they started talking about his stuff. He's like three different characters. Like he has three different personas. The writers kind of toyed with a dissociative identity disorder. And talking about like the mental health aspect of that, where like he's got like a rich playboy character, he's got like a low down like Abby driver, and then like a Batman-esque like detective character. And I think Oscar Isaacs could do that. One of the important things that Moon Knight's identity is that he's Jewish. And that is I don't think that's an original kind of thing. I think that happened later on when Marvel was trying to be more diverse and include different backgrounds into their characters. But it became a pretty crucial point in some of the big Moon Knight arcs of the later years. And so I saw some like fantasy castings. One of the ones that stood out to me was damn, now I'm drawing a blank on his name. I could see his face. Even Stevens. What's his name?
Shia
LaBeouf. Because he's crazy, and I think he'd play
a really good crazy.
I think he'd play a really good like guy that suffers, like has three different identities. He could play the He could play like the conceited, like cocky, like billionaire. He could play like the like kind of like grumbled, like angry cab driver. And I mean, we've seen him in other stuff. He's just like him. He's kind of like he's a character actor. Um, so
Definitely method.
huh?
Yeah, he's definitely method.
So I
He's
think that
definitely
he
method.
could. I think that he could do it. But I think that if they're really trying to be, I mean, Oscar Isaacs is really good. But I don't know. I'm interested to see who they're going to cast in that. They've got She-Hulk. I don't think we've got a lot to do with that. Like we've a lot of information about that, but that's sweet. Um, I don't really know much about She-Hulk.
Not sure I don't remember. I know I read some stuff about who they wanted to cast, who they could, but I'm pretty sure they did cast somebody now for her. And I don't think it's a very super well known. I think she was in I think it's the main actress from Black Clover. I believe she was signed. And I know it is going to address just out of nowhere that, Bruce has never Bruce never mentioned a cousin because She-Hulk is Bruce Banner's cousin, but she is going to be involved with Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is going to be in She-Hulk. So we will get the return of Mark Ruffalo. He'll get a little bit more screen time, which is awesome because I really, really dig him. I really like him a lot as the Hulk. I think he's doing a great job. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Also,
Tatiana
hold on, real quick.
Maslany. Tatiana Maslany is her name, and Tim Roth will be playing the main villain, Abomination.
Okay, we need to talk about something that we skipped, and I apologize for myself. Fucking Charlie Cox as Daredevil has been confirmed for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that is huge. He's my favorite part about. He's one of my favorite parts about the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yes.
Right up there with
thrilled.
Luke Cage.
I am thrilled.
So having him back for that would be really, really dope. Then we've got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Again, I don't know if that's the actual name or if that's just like maybe something
That
that's
is the name. Multiverse of Madness is the confirmed name. It is going to be a horror. It has been described as a possible horror-esque Marvel movie.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Deadpool has been strongly rumored to either appear in the Spider-Man movie or Doctor Strange.
Oh, well, that would be really as Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool will pop up in has been strongly rumored to pop up in one of those two movies and make his first Marvel Studios debut.
Hell yeah, that would be dope. I want to come back to Black Panther. So the next one would then be Thor: Love and Thunder, which seems to be like they're kind of carrying the more comical space comedy kind of route with like the Love and Thunder. I saw on an image earlier that Christian Bale was associated with that. I don't know why. I will.
I believe maybe this name is Grodor, or from what I've been reading, is he may be rumored to have been cast as this ancient person who enslaves gods and hates gods.
Oh, Gore the God Butcher.
Yes.
Okay. So Christian Bale is cast as Gore the God Butcher, which makes sense for that kind of a thing. Gore the God Butcher, from what I remember, is a pretty badass dude. He's got he kind of looks like a demon, like an Assassin's Creed kind of demon. He looks cool. I that would be interesting. I wonder what they're gonna make him look like. Because he's not human in any capacity. He's humanoid.
Right. So you cast a Christian Bale. Is he going to be like Thanos out and Hulked out with CGI, or are they going to change the way he looks? Because he does not look human at all in the comics.
Yeah, you should really look at pictures of him. He's a cool looking dude. So then, I just saw that this was announced. So Hot Sauce Guide says that Deadpool is on IMDb for Doctor Strange. So, maybe
very cool.
Maybe that's there. So Black Panther 2. They did at the MTV Movie Awards. They did a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. They talked about like his um, dedication to theater and how he's played some really pivotal, strong black male characters. And that talked about like the history of Jackie Robinson. Was it Marshall Thurgood Marshall? I think he played. Um, so they talked about that, but he's obviously most known for playing the Black Panther. Um, they just announced that he's not being recast or anything like that. Um, so that probably means that somehow his character will pass away or whatever. I don't know how they would do it. I'm sure they'll do it classily. Um, and then his sister would probably end up taking over the mantle. I don't know what they'll do, but I'm really excited for that movie. That movie was Black Panther 1 was just so freaking awesome to see and experience. So I'm really looking forward to it. Also, that's the day before my birthday. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be going to that. I'm really hyped for that.
By 2022, we should be able to party in the streets.
And you know what's fucking crazy, man?
Fine.
We're not even halfway through this fucking list yet. We got to speed it up. AntMan
I was looking for this is a cool list. I didn't think you were going to pull up a timeline. I just wanted to show the things that were announced on Founders Day. You brought up the whole entire Phase 4 timeline, which I'm not going to say no to.
All right, so since 2023 is so far away, we'll just kind of bounce through these ones. Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania, which sounds cool. I like the Ant-Man and Wasp movies. I like the kind of like detective kind of stuff. Paul Rudd's hilarious, so obviously gonna love that. I really enjoyed Captain Marvel 2 or Captain Marvel 1. I thought it was pretty shitty what cis males did and kind of just tried to ruin that whole movie and just we're just scumbags about that. So I'm pretty hyped to see Captain Marvel 2. I am Groot. I love Groot. He is absolutely.
Where did this come from? We have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 confirmed, but all of a sudden they announced there's going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special next year or in 2 years.
The holiday
and
special.
I Am Groot special.
And I Am Groot, so that's going to be dope. Not sure what the premise or plot. Could Guardians of the Galaxy 3 be called the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special? Oh no, it's right there. I'm a blind idiot. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Volume 3. So who knows? Who knows? And in between that Guardians of the Galaxy sandwich is something I'm pretty hyped about. Blade. I loved Wesley Snipes' Blade. I shouldn't have been watching those movies, but I was so young, and my dad let me watch anything I wanted, and so I was just watching Wesley Snipes just sword the shit out of people. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I am so hyped for that.
In advance they booked these things. I just love saying his name, Mahershala Ali. They announced him like 2 years ago as Blade, and the show's not supposed to come out for another 3 years. Okay, so they have so much time to make that the greatest thing of all time.
So hyped for that. And then two things that I'm really hyped about. Ironheart. When Tony Stark died, I knew that they were going to do something. They couldn't just like not use the Iron Man mantle. They had to do something. Ironheart is great. Her story is great. She's very, very like adorable character, but she's also a badass.
A young 15-year-old girl puts together an Iron Man suit on her own. She is a genius. And as cool as that is, I was so psyched to hear Armor Wars get announced, and then to immediately follow it up with I thought it was going to be like all the iron suits, all of like his people, maybe young Iron Lad from the Iron Man 3, making that kid come back with Ironheart. But no, Don Cheadle's getting his own standalone series, and they're calling it Armor Wars.
That's going to be so freaking dope. Secret Invasion is going to be pretty cool. That's putting together
that might be their Avengers. That might be like the payoff. That might be the first bring them all together.
I read the synopsis for it. It's about Kree. Okay. It's about the Kree. So it's bringing back. I'm drawing a blank. Who's the guy that's in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, and the guy that was the leader of the Kree, it's like a buddy cop kind of thing. From what I read is that it's kind of being like a buddy cop thing, and the Kree like putting themselves into roles throughout Earth,
Interesting.
and yeah, and how they're going to be like invading Earth and taking over different identities and becoming different characters. And then the shocker to everybody, absolutely everyone, no one expected this. A lot of these things were hinted at, a lot of things were talked about, but this thing I don't think a fucking soul knew was happening. Was a Marvel Studios owned Fantastic Four movie.
So excited.
And did you see who's directing it?
I did not.
It's the guy that directed the Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man Homecoming and like the most recent Spider-Man movie.
Oh, really? I don't know who actually. I don't know who that director is.
I could Google it, but
So the Spider-Man director. Okay. So it might be a little bit more lighthearted than most, because I'd say the Spider-Man movies were along with AntMan, the Spider-Man movies had the most lightness to the plot.
Yeah.
Very family friendly, kind of funny, but they hit some emotional punches when they needed it. Okay. I'm excited for that. Now, I know so much more about Marvel than I do anything else in the world, but Star Wars is your specialty.
Star Wars is my specialty.
They put up the graphic, and I don't need timelines because I don't think timelines even exist that they know about. So anything you find might just be fan hoopla.
But yeah, so this graphic is not a timeline graphic.
Yes.
It is just it's the ending graphic to the presentation. It's just everything that's coming out on Disney Plus. I have absolutely no clue what Children of Blood and Bone is. I'll Google it.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to get your take on. This picture right here, because you know more than I do. I just want to know.
Oh, okay. Right now. So I do know what this is. I read about this.
Yeah.
So Children of Blood and Bone.
Take on what you think they are.
So Children of Blood and Bone is it's a young adult fantasy series by a Nigerian novelist. And what it is it's about an African girl who tries to bring magic back to her kingdom. And it's like set in Africa, and I believe it's set in Africa, and like it's kind of like Harry Potter-ish, but like with influenced and designed by African culture and Nigerian culture, and then also some aspects of like South American culture as well. I hate to say that it's kind of like it's similar to Harry Potter in the fact that it's young adult magic, but plot wise or anything like that, there's no similarity. But it's really dope. They talk about like traditional like African like blood magic and like spiritual magic, and like they're talking about like ancestors and stuff like that. It's pretty dope. It's really cool book. It has really good reviews. A lot of like on Reddit for like the fantasy section, they talk about it a lot and recommend it. So that's what it's going to be about. We've got Star Wars Visions. No clue what that's going to be. I'm pretty hyped for it. More Mandalorian. This season of The Mandalorian is better than last season's. Each episode literally has been like, man, that's better than last week. That's better than last week. So hyped for that. Donald Glover is Lando Calrissian in this Lando TV Disney Plus series that's coming out.
That's what I wanted to hear.
It's going to be dope. I'm pretty hyped for it. A Droid Story, I believe, is an animated short, or it's animated shorts about different droids. Rogue Squadron is going to be a TV series episodic about the Rogue One cast and different characters from that. So I think that's going to be pretty dope.
And by Rogue One, you mean like, or the Rogue Squadron? You mean like actual characters from that movie that came out before, or like the actual X-wing pilots that fly around? What is the Rogue Squadron? Like this one, I want to pick your brain. Like I'm sure, I think this is more the LucasArts stuff with Children of Blood, Willow, and Indiana Jones, but focusing more on the Star Wars based properties here. What do you know about Rogue Squadron? What is Rogue Squadron?
maybe I'm getting them backwards. Maybe it's a different thing, but I think Rogue Squadron is about. I don't know. Maybe it is about the pilots. Maybe.
Like you see the X-wing in the logo.
Yeah, so this
So,
one
like,
might
what do
be
you know
this.
about Rogue
I
Squadron?
There's two. There's one that's going to be a series about the Rogue One characters. So this one might be the one that's about like just being like X-wing pilots and stuff. I think this is the one that has the guys from Game of Thrones directing it.
Okay.
Binoff and Weiss or
Yeah,
D&D or
D&D.
whatever they're. I think this is one of their shows. Then we've got Ahsoka, who was a fucking badass in Mandalorian. Just having her run around and just killing all this. I loved it. So I think maybe that's gonna be maybe a spin-off show from The Mandalorian about her searching for General Thrawn and or Admiral Thrawn, and maybe that would include Ezra, who is a
I've
main.
heard that series should take place congruently with the Mandalorian timeline. So
Okay.
it won't be like a younger one. It'll be like currently what does Ahsoka do kind of after Star Wars Rebels. Because at the end of Rebels, they mentioned like after the show's over, that last 5 minutes of Star Wars Rebels, for anyone who hasn't seen it, close your ears. But they mentioned then they do a time jump, like, the war is over. Luke Skywalker has defeated Darth Vader. The Empire has fallen. Now the Republic's trying to put everything back together. And Sabine Wren sees an older Ahsoka, and they're going to look for Ezra. And so, with the Mandalorian timeline also being, I believe you told me, after the events of Return of the Jedi, correct?
Yes.
So that kind of lines up that the Ahsoka show could be about that journey for Thrawn, looking for Ezra, and I'm very excited for that.
Which will be pretty damn dope. Then we've got Star Wars Ranger of the New Republic. No clue what that is about. Interested. I'm. It's gonna be. I know it'll intersect with Ahsoka and Mandalorian. I just don't know to what capacity. So that'll be pretty dope.
What is this Andor, and what is that logo? Is that a Sith logo? A Jedi logo?
So that logo is the I think it is not a Sith logo. It is the it's kind of like a like the Rebel Alliance kind of logo mixed with like the Jedi logo. I'm sure somebody probably has a better idea than me on what that
You're
is.
failing me. You're my Star Wars nerd.
Yeah, but I don't know that much about like the expanded like Legends universe and all that kind of stuff. Which is like Dave Filoni's like bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
So the Andor, I believe, is going to be about obviously hold on, I'm pulling up my notes.
You got notes.
I did because I knew that you were gonna do this. This is the one that is about Rogue One characters. So this one will have Cassian Andor, who was in Rogue One. He's the guy, he's the spy. So this is gonna be his show. And it's gonna be like a spy thriller. And the guy that's directing it is from the Americans. So he had a spy show about like Russian spies living
Oh
in
yeah, on FX, I'm familiar.
on FX, and he's involved in that. So this one's gonna be like a spy thriller kind of thing. Um, then we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is self-explanatory. This is gonna be about his time period from I think after the Clone Wars to like what happens
I
in
it's
like
gonna
A
take
New
place
Hope.
10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I think so. And so like they cast Hayden Christensen as Vader. Um that was announced yesterday. So I'm really, really, really hyped about that. That's gonna be rad. Um then we'll shift to the Acolyte. And this is going to be this show is about um um this is kind of like this is like back like towards like the fall of the High Republic era. Um and it was like the golden age of the Jedi. This is where like the Sith kind of like take over. And I believe the Acolyte is going to kind of like observe like the emergence of like the dark side in so kind of like maybe it'll talk about like how Palpatine gets corrupted, and it'll be about like um how someone slowly develops their like dark side powers and kind of becomes like a bad guy. Um and that one is going to be directed by um Leslie Headland, I believe. Um and she did Russian Doll on Netflix. I believe is where Russian Doll is from.
Okay.
Um And so I'm pretty excited for it. You see, like the Acolyte, that symbol is like a lightsaber is like cut through it. So that'll be pretty cool.
Looks like
Um, and then obviously the Bad Batch is going to be an animated TV series that's going to go over some of the Clone Wars characters. Um, and it's going to be like the Bad Batch like going on like their mercenary missions, doing like just badass like um
and the trailer
dope
showed
ass
them like
clone
actually
characters.
surviving Order 66. So that is very exciting to see what's going to happen with them after that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty dope to see them doing whatever badass shit they do. Um and then we got Indiana Jones. Don't know what any of that's about because I don't really care that much, but I'm glad that it's happening. And then Willow. Willow is a movie that came out. Oh, gee.
Early
Um,
90s.
1988.
Oh, the
And
year
it's
I was born.
like a dark fantasy kind of drama made by George Lucas, and I guess they're doing like a reboot of it. Um,
Mhm.
that's coming out, and I think the main character was Warwick Davis, and I think he's gonna be involved in some capacity.
So just so much. There's so much to be announced in one day.
Yeah, so it's just a ton of content. The nerd in me got so excited. I'm hoping the nerd and everybody else gets pretty hyped up about it, and just kind of just gets super super excited about like what's happening and the content that we're going to be having. A lot of this stuff is going to be simultaneously released, from what I remember. So if it's a big movie, not only are they going to put it out in theaters, but they're also going to release it on Disney Plus. Um, and so you'll be able to watch it comfortably from home if that's your thing, or if you want to go to the movie theaters once um, COVID stuff gets a little bit safer and healthier. Um, you can do that as well. And that
I love it.
it's just blowing my mind, man. Absolutely blowing my mind.
The, the world we live in now, the media age is here, and I'm all for it. Well, thank you for going on that long, drawn-out journey with me. I know we've now reached our limit of where we like to try to cut it off, but I just wanted to get your take, and I wanted to nerd out a little bit. We don't have a lot of food to eat this week. end of the year is fast approaching, and I would like to try to maybe do our sub challenge next week, where we try the subs from the most famous chains that we have in our areas. But I just want to talk about that dirty stuff because, again, as you said, Fat Guy Certified, we talk about all things, not just food. We talk about things that impact these fat guys' lives. And Star Wars has been a part of your life for a long time. You're one of the first people I know that actually is into Star Wars. I have an uncle, and he loves all sci-fi. So other than that, it was you. My dad fell asleep during Revenge of the Sith 3 times. We saw it 3 times in theaters. Fell asleep every time. He is not a fan of the sci-fi genre, but you got me into that. I love comics. My dad loved the X-Men. He'd watch the X-Men show more than I would. So that got me into the comics and wanted to watch superhero stuff. So when Disney Plus announced this, I was like, this is made for Fat Guy Certified.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn hyped about it. Not gonna lie. Super excited. Life's gonna be good, hopefully.
It will be. I'm sure they can't have that misses. In fact, you got me so hyped. I did some Star Wars digging today, and I just loved everything I saw.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm so goddamn hyped. Thank you all for hanging in. Thanks for Oh yeah. Thanks, Hot Sauce Guide. That was dope. So last night, we did a escape room through Escape Games. You can check them out on Instagram and social media and stuff. It was it was a virtual escape room. And we did it on Zoom, and then they had like a client where you had like a 360 view of the room, and could see everything, and then they had like animated items and stuff, so as you found a clue it popped up on your computer. It was really well done. We whooped its ass. We beat it with 11 minutes to spare.
Best time of the day, the guide said.
And yeah, with best time of the day. She said normally there's like 2 to 3 minutes left, and we did it with 11. I absolutely loved it. Dope as hell, man. Dope as hell. And I thank Hot Sauce Guy for putting that together.
Thank you so much, Hot Sauce Guy, for facilitating that for us. We had a blast. We will be doing it again, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more in depth about it when we do our second run through.
Yeah, I wish they could let us like stream it, but I don't know if that's something that would be allowed to do, just because they don't want like their content being out and online. That'd be
right.
But
yeah, you don't want to show them how the sausage is made.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being such an awesome co-host. I have to go make 96 chocolate chip cookies.
I can't wait for you to make 96 chocolate chip cookies, because I'm sure some of them are going to find them themselves over to my residence. So thank you so much for tuning in with us. Thank you. I know this is a longer episode, but for those that actually did watch, liked, shared, commented, interacted, we love you all. We appreciate you all. Tune in next week, where Turk and I will try subs from Jersey Mike's, Firehouse Subs, Jimmy John's, and Subways. We will get a standard sandwich, and we will tell you which one tastes the best and which one you should not waste your money on.
100%. So with that, stay fat and go